you for joining us for another segment of Selling Reno Sparks. I'm your host, Brittany Smith with the American Dream TV. And today I'm going to introduce to you a local farm that has deep roots in this fast-growing community. So Michelle and I are here. We're speaking with the owners of Andelin Family Farms, Cameron and Natalie. We are so excited. Tell us your story, because you have such big roots in our community.
Thank you, and thanks for having us.
Yes.
Yeah, we opened the pumpkin patch. It was a small half-acre pumpkin patch with some animals and a couple activities in 2010. And then every year we've added more things and just kind of grown and become a bigger agritourism farm from here.
I'm just curious, what's your next event that's coming up?
We have a sunflower festival coming up in August.
Oh, that's nice. So what goes on? You have the sunflowers, obviously, but what other kind of things are going on around?
So it's a 5-acre sunflower field, and then we'll have field-only nights, which are just kind of really chill. You come walk in the sunflowers, you can pick, the farm store's open, and that's a really good for photographers and family photos, and then just, it's so relaxing in there. It's just a really fun summer evening activity, date night, girls' night. And then on Saturdays during August, we'll have all of the festivities open. So the rides and the animals and the stuff in addition to the sunflower field.
So I'm curious, how long have you owned the farm?
So it's been in the family since 1981.
Oh, wow. And then where do you plan to keep it and pass it on to your future generations, or what plans do you have for it?
When we started doing the pumpkin patch, we didn't really anticipate it growing like it did. And we didn't really think long-term about it. We're like, this is great year to year. We like doing it. It's providing for our family. And several years back, we started thinking about long-term and realized that we're uniquely positioned in our community to be able to be a community benefit for generations. And in our valley, growing up out here in Spanish Springs, I've seen the slow decline or elimination of all the farms that used to be out here. There's 2 heritage farms left in Spanish Springs. And our desire is to be a heritage farm forever. And we've been working really hard with the city with some entitlement stuff to be able to cement and preserve the farm forever so that we can do this forever. And we hope that our kids and our grandkids would like to run it. We see it as a benefit and a blessing to the community. And we also see the community as a blessing to us. We feel very supported and loved. We wouldn't have been able to do this if no one ever came to the farm. And so it's like a very mutually beneficial relationship. And we like to think of ourselves as like the gemstone of sparks, like that we're rare, and we want to be a legacy heritage farm that just lasts forever.
Who builds the maze and how do you do it?
That's a good question.
One of the fun things about this is we always have new ideas, and some of them don't work. And the first time we did a corn maze, we actually grew a certain variety of corn that was very short. And like this tall. And so adults were out there like, hey, the parents were like, this is great, I'm not lost. My kids are running around, but people would kind of tease us.
Well, we kind of saved it. We realized it wasn't going to be a full-fledged corn maze. And so we named it the Kids Corn Maze from the get-go, just so there weren't any weird expectations on what happened to the corn maze.
So we can always adapt and pivot and spin it a certain way. So year 1 was Kids Corn Maze. Second year, we grew the right kind of corn that grew really tall, and we decided we were going to cut it as a family. We cut it ourselves and realized like this wasn't the wisest thing. And then there was a company that approached us called Maze Play, and they're professional maze designers and cutters. And since that, year 3 was with them. And
game changer. It was so much better. So much better.
Not only is it a maze, it has an interactive game, and it is engaging, and we've learned a lot of as a kid, I loved designing mazes on paper, and so I like making mazes, but we've learned some things with customers that the hardest maze to get through isn't necessarily the best maze for your farm.
We can't thank you enough from the community. It's there, you have set roots, you do a lot for us. And from everybody, we thank you. You know, we understand it's not easy to take care of a farm, and you're trading memories for families and everybody within the community, and we just really appreciate it.
Well, thank you so much. We appreciate that.
Thank you for joining us on the American Dream TV. I hope you enjoyed Andelin Family Farms. I'm your host, Brittany Smith. I'll see you next time.